And the mantra coming out of Ed Miliband's mouth is clear. We're not doing enough. We're mucking up the planet and not taking this thing seriously. Do you remember when the head of the UN says we're on a highway to climate hell with our foot on the accelerator? That is exactly the kind of thing that Red Ed thinks. Unless we change our wicked ways, of course. We will frazzle away and die of extreme heat, or is it extreme cold, or maybe just basic starvation? One of the three, depending on who you talk to. Now, there's a good reason why those large white butterflies in Madeira or the Carolina parakeet no longer exist, and that's because we've polluted the pants off the planet and killed them. Creatures are dying, and next, it's gonna be us. If we took this thing more seriously, there is a way out, though. A narrow window of opportunity. It's a narrow window of opportunity to make amends and repair the damage. If we miss this, we are royally doomed. We're not doing enough. And this is where I'm really confused. It's the we're not doing enough bit. And I think I speak for all of us when I say, yes, of course we mourn the loss of the Costa Rican golden toad. It was a sad day when we discovered its extinction status. Are we really not doing enough? I mean, just think about where we are for a second. Obvious one, coal. We haven't produced coal in any meaningful way for decades. It's just this country. People don't use coal in any significant number. It used to be the default heating for many homes. It no longer really exists. We haven't been using unleaded petrol for decades in this country. Prior to that, everything contained all the petrochemical nasties you can imagine. We've had solar panels in this country for decades. They're not actually a new thing, nothing new there. And in the last 10 years, sales have gone through the roof and, of course, on the roof. New cars are made under strict rules about emissions. Even your classic 4x4 is subject to stringent EU rules. Yes, we still have European rules on this stuff of what your engine must look like. We recycle waste on an industrial scale. New homes are constructed and insulated in ways that was unimaginable just a few years ago. More food is sourced organically than at any time in human history. Our clothes are sent to charity shops when we finish with them. Packaging contains less plastics. Light bulbs are restricted to certain models. Paint is a little more than coloured water. You take your own bags to the supermarket these days. Street lights get turned off at 7 p.m. Our energy bills come ready-made with a green levy. Brits now eat 20% less meat than they did 10 years ago. We've got acres and fields of windmills, both onshore and offshore. They are everywhere. Straws are made out of soggy cardboard. Earbuds are made out of balsa wood. Mobile phones no longer come with a charger. Half the country now works from home. Globally, 50% of all new buses are now battery-powered. Electric car sales now account for over 20% of all new cars. And on top of that, we're told not to flush the loo too regularly in order to save water. And we're told it's still getting worse. This is a bit of a left-wing trick. It happens with campaigning. You can clear things up. Racism, homophobia, those kind of areas. Things get better, somebody goes, it's got worse. Really? It's got worse? Really? It's got worse? We're more homophobic today than we were in 1973? Is somebody having a laugh here? Are these people for real? Kids are getting mental health problems because they are told we're all doomed. We're now told to look at great innovators like Brunel and Stevenson as no better than Hitler or Mussolini. But things are getting worse, apparently. And that's been Ed Miliband's message, essentially. The man is obsessed. He's a famous loser, of course. He tried to become the Prime Minister and utterly failed. He's on a mission to get his name back in the big history books. But he's a dangerous evangelist. So enter Tony Blair into the equation, a man that's usually about as welcome as measles. But he happens to be, like him or not, the most successful Labour Prime Minister of all time, something dear old Ed never got close to. He might be a bit of an oddball, our Tony, but he's in a different league to dead Ed, frankly. He's argued that the debate on climate change has become irrational and people in rich countries no longer wanted to make financial sacrifices when they know their impact on global emissions is minimal. This comes, of course, at a time as this highly critical report from the Independent Climate Change Committee. Who the hell are those people? Wouldn't you like to have a powwow with that lot? They say Labour's made very little progress in preparing the UK for the growing threats posed by rising temperatures since coming to power. Oh, man alive, can you make sense of this? And then, of course, the Tony Blair Institute come out just about an hour ago and go, oh, no, Tony does support the 2050 thing. We all support a better climate, a cleaner climate. Nobody says otherwise. The doomsday kind of grief merchants out there, it's a cult that believe we're all going to die and there's no way of existing, are really where the issue is. And I think when we say, I ask the question, why are you not buying into net zero? What specifically for you is the reasons why this just isn't really adding up? I think I've just given I stand perhaps in a dangerous position. I've just given all the reasons why lots of people are not buying into it. Plus, by the way, all the bad stuff that apparently is killing us, like 4x4s and big jets and the like, it's all perfectly legal. You still do it. Doesn't matter. Even Sadiq Khan's funny camera thing, you know, he's got his ULEZ charge, which he recently extended at the cost of millions in order to catch about 7 motorists who are still driving around in an Austin Allegro. That lot. Even that, you can pollute as much as you like over there in London, as long as you pay for it. You just pay to pollute. So they're fine with it. Get out there, rev your Ford Capri as much as you like down the highway of London. Anywhere you're Oxford Street, they don't care, as long as you pay for it. It's things like that, I sense, as to why people are not buying into net zero. But what is it for you specifically on that question? Bearing in mind this is an all-encompassing narrative story that is out there on a daily basis. We've got to do more. You've got to get a windmill on your nan's head. You've got to get a solar panel on the back of your Labrador. Otherwise, we're all going to die. Really? Are we? Is it that? We're all going to die? But China with the big coal-fired power stations, etc., coal-powered stations, chimneys and smog, and India, the United States not really doing very much, and apparently we will die. And it won't just be butterflies or the aforementioned Costa Rican golden toad that don't exist. It'll be us as well. There will be no us. We will have frazzled to death or frozen to death, whichever one it is, or depending on the day of the week, because we didn't do our bit to save the planet. Why are you not buying into net zero?